Hey, hi, hello. This is Scott Farrow with this week's segment of what is your interview process, how to build an interview process, and what a good one looks like. So I've been recruiting for over 20 years. I founded Blue Shoe Recruiting for the sole purpose of helping candidates and talent acquisition teams and hiring managers really find the best possible talent out there. So today's segment, what is a good interview strategy, or what is your interview process, is really what this segment is all about. Again, Scott at Blue Shoe Recruiting, blueshoe not brown at gmail.com. So if you have any questions or need some follow-up, please feel free to email me. You can see me on my Blue Shoe Recruiting Facebook page as well as my Instagram page. So today's segment, what is your interview process? I've been lucky over the last 20 years to work with some fantastic hiring managers who really had an emphasis on bringing in the best possible talent. They understood the war for talent. They understood what Wall Street calls that war for talent, and how really to go out and extend themselves and do the work to bring in the best possible candidates. They in turn hired the best managers who were also sharing that same mission of bringing in the best possible talent for their organizations, and certainly some of those voids. What I've compiled for you is a kind of a best process, a best practice with regard to interviewing those candidates. And it all starts with communication. The very first step in the process is, once you've identified that you have a need, is to do an intake meeting. So your talent acquisition team should meet with those hiring managers, or that hiring manager specifically, and pepper them with a litany of questions. Questions like, what are some of the best personalities? What will this person be solving? What will this person do for the organization, and what can they potentially grow to as a candidate or a resource within your team? What are some of the biggest challenges you're looking to tackle? What are some of the things that they will certainly be working on the first 30, 60, and 90 days? What does success look like? What are some things that you like as far as certifications or achievements? Again, that full intake meeting is really an opportunity for your talent acquisition team to build a story that they're in turn going to share with some candidates. All right. So the next process is, once that intake meeting is complete, is for the talent acquisition team to break away and do a sourcing strategy. Figure out where the best candidates are located, how to reach out to them, what the story of the organization is, what this organization, this opportunity means for their careers, and really truly build what the agency world calls sizzle. Sizzle really is, what is that driving factor that's going to compel candidates to apply to the organization. After the phone screens, or after the sourcing strategy is done, there's a set of phone screens that the talent acquisition team will do. They'll shortlist a group of candidates and share that group of candidates with the hiring manager. From there, the hiring manager will have what's called a technical phone screen, or a TPS. That technical phone screen is doing a deeper dive discussion on what the talent acquisition team found and uncovered. It might be a deeper dive into some of the technical strengths that this candidate has. It might be some of the biggest challenges that candidate has faced, and certainly what are some of the challenges they've overcome, and what were the things that they did to put in place to overcome those objections, certainly those hurdles. Next, once those candidates are shortlisted by the hiring manager, that talent acquisition team should get back in touch with the hiring manager themselves and put together kind of I call it a pre-alignment meeting. Put together what are some of the things that they want to focus on in the interview. What are some of the key components, again, that may have been overlooked, or certainly that were talked about in the intake meeting, and draw those out again. All right. Next, really after the pre-alignment meeting, is to sit down and do an alignment meeting. And what an alignment meeting is really that. It's to bring all of the panelists on the same page, and certainly focusing on what are some of the key topics that they want to cover in the face-to-face interview. So an alignment meeting is just that. It brings all of the panelists into alignment. The hiring manager sits with that panel and talks about some of the things that they're looking for in an ideal candidate. So it's a kind of a mini intake or debrief session, if you will, with that panel. Assign some focus areas to the panel. Divvy up some questions. Maybe you want a specific individual to talk more technical. You want a specific individual to talk more of a team fit. Maybe the third person is going to have more of an executive overview of really what the corporation is doing next, where they're growing to and going to, and how this person can be a big influence in that. So the on-site meetings are next. Really, that's pretty straightforward. I can't certainly give you some additional insight there. Your process as far as the on-site meetings is your process. Each individual should have a specific opportunity to sit down with this candidate and arrive at a conclusion of a yes or a no, or hey, I need some more information. That's what the debrief session is all about. So the next after the on-site meeting is the debrief session. What is some of the things that they uncovered about this candidate? How do they meet with your expectations of an ideal candidate? And really, hopefully, if you get your alignment meeting done correctly and the candidates are certainly what you're looking for, you should have some sort of unanimous decision at the debrief session. Following the debrief session, your talent acquisition manager or your talent acquisition professional can reach out to that candidate and talk about the next steps. Next steps would be extending an offer to that individual, doing some reference work, and ultimately onboarding that individual. So I hope this helps. Again, it's not a very lengthy process, but it does take a lot of work up front. It takes a lot of dedication to really getting to understand what the hiring manager is looking for, making sure that that message is conveyed to the talent acquisition team. And the talent acquisition team certainly stays on par with what that hiring manager is looking for ultimately. I hope this was helpful. This is how I've set up interview processes in the past, and certainly what we're doing now. And I'm happy to share with you some additional insights. Make sure you subscribe to that button in the lower right-hand corner. There'll be more information to come next week. If you need to reach out to me again, blueshoe.notbrown@gmail.com, and I'm Scott Farrell. Have a great week and good luck.